This, my friends, is the Swish edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish edition.
I got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your
It's
hosts,
very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
I don't know about the best show, but we try, and we try very hard. We try very hard to bring you all the entertainment and all the news.
Do we try very hard when we come in here on the verge of wasted?
No, nobody's on the verge of wasted. That's ridiculous. 8 drinks is not wasted. Just kidding. Hey, everybody, this is another edition of the Swish Edition. We're so happy that you decided to join us again for episode 323. It is June 22nd.
Hey.
Hey.
Summer.
It is now officially summer.
It's officially summer.
Yeah. So the summer solstice was this past Sunday night at 11:30 something.
Thank God, because, it wasn't literally, 4 weeks ago? We were wearing hoodies still. Remember that cold snap that we had? It was like freaking freezing outside.
Although it has been pretty summer like lately.
Yes, it's very hot outside.
We've been wearing shorts and
it's not so much that it's hot.
Yeah, it's steamy.
It's steamy
and wet,
and miserable.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
We missed that when we were in Vegas. We didn't understand what humidity was while
we had
there.
forgotten it because it had been a while. Because we could tell people that we had a small stint in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which has no humidity.
Right. Neither does Vegas.
Right. And so it's been a while.
So you get used to it really fast, and then you forget that you spent most of your life on the East Coast where it's humid as fuck in the summertime. And you're like, why did we come back to the East Coast? At least we didn't have cicadas. No cicadas.
Oh, that's true. But we had the grasshoppers. Remember that invasion?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we did have that. Did you all take a selfie yesterday? Because yesterday, Monday, was National Selfie Day. I took one.
I did not.
No. Well, you haven't posted in a coon's age. A coon's age. Is that even PC? I don't know. That might not be PC anymore. I took one. We went to our favorite watering hole pizza joint in our house.
It is. It's actually really fun there.
Yeah,
and we've gotten to know a couple of the waitresses there.
Yeah, they know
That's
us.
what makes a restaurant fun, is when you go often enough, even if the food is subpar.
Yes.
It's edible, right? It's edible.
Yes.
And it fills me up and I'm satisfied. But it's all about who you meet there.
Right.
And it's, that's kind of what that place has become to us.
But isn't that everywhere that we've been? Isn't it nice that you and I have kind of cultivated these relationships with people where we go on a regular basis? Because we tend to go to the same places over and over again, and we make relationships with people, and we're fun, right?
Yeah. I would say that most of our friends are service people that have served us. Yes.
Right.
And that goes all the way back to Las Vegas, as you know.
And we stand out because we're fun, and they get to know us, and we've actually made lifelong friends because of these things that we do.
Right.
Right?
Which is just showing up at places.
Right. I mean, Kim and Jim, and
all the countless girls at the Las Vegas.
The bar.
The bar in Las Vegas at St. Rose and Las Vegas Boulevard.
What does that say about us, though, that we can't find friends in the normal way? We have to go pay them to be our friends.
What is the normal way? No. That's the question.
Hey, Dale, this coming Friday, June 25th, is National Bring Your Dog to Work Day. And I thought this was kind of funny because you and I work at home.
Yeah.
We have 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They're always here. Mm-hmm. So we've kind of already do that.
Yes.
Right? But if you guys, I wonder, people listening to us, Shannon, who teaches school, can you bring your dog to work?
I suspect not. Too many allergies. You don't know about the dog. However, we did practice this when we were living in D.C. Mm-hmm. I worked at a law firm. I won't say the name. and dogs are welcome for that day.
I like that.
It was actually kind of fun. And we didn't get a lot of dogs. I mean, this is the city. Most people live outside the city, so bringing your dog from Northern Virginia or Maryland, it's a hassle.
It's a big deal.
Right. So, but if you lived in the city, it's a lot easier. And the couple of dogs that we had were extremely well behaved.
Yeah.
Very well behaved.
Well, they have to be. I don't know if we could take Charlie.
No, these two dogs are not office environment friendly.
No, that would be a disaster.
Right.
Well, when they saw other dogs, that would be the problem.
I mean, Charlie would
it's only fine.
Freaking love
the
it.
people.
Would freaking have a field day.
Unless there was another dog there.
Sticks would probably have a panic attack and die.
Maybe. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, our dogs will be with us for National Bring Your Dog to Work Day.
Yeah, they're just going to stay home.
They'll just be at home with us where we work. I'm excited about the Wolfgang doc, which is dropping on Disney Plus that same day, this Friday. You can watch it with your dog, Dale. I'm actually excited about this. He's up there. We've talked about this a lot in our different podcasts. Are people that we really admire. I think that Wolfgang Puck is one of those people, along with Mark Cuban and Martha Stewart, who I really friggin' admire for what they've built. And they're empires that they've built.
Yes, and I think most people listening to us, or not even listening to us, don't know the story of Wolfgang Puck. He's a immigrant, very poor.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know this.
We didn't know this, and he has made it.
Yeah.
In food.
Well, and so he came from Austria.
Yes.
Which is where my paternal grandmother came from.
Waffaloskis.
So, there you go, Waffaloski. So no, that was my grandfather's name. But yeah, so I've got some lineage along with Wolfgang. So I'm very interested to watch this. So I'm excited about seeing it.
Yeah.
He's
other
amazing.
Yes, and his other documentary was actually kind of fun to watch. But that was more or less his catering. Behind the scenes catering and how it all goes down at all these different events in LA and all that stuff. It is a fun watch if you enjoy. If you're a big Food Network fan, you would love this stuff.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
you guys have Disney Plus, right? Why wouldn't you?
Got to.
Yeah, we have them all. We have them all. If you listen to the Binge Bomb podcast, you know that we have them all.
All of them.
I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, maybe more to you because you're more the 90s kid than I am.
It's not dear to my heart.
Okay, but I'm more the 80s kid. You're more the 90s kid. So these guys are more your age than mine.
That is very true.
We're talking about the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Mm-hmm. They got together recently. Well, at least 4 of them did. 2 from each.
2 from
group,
each, right? Yeah.
AJ McLean and Nick Carter from Backstreet and Joey Fat One. I'm sorry.
I know. I see that too every time I read it. It's Fatone, but it's Fat One.
And Lance Bass, of course, from NSYNC. They got together for this Endless Possibilities tour. Basically, they did this event for, it was for the Trevor Project in LA to raise money for Trevor Project, which was amazing. But they put together these routines that kind of combined the songs of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. And it's kind of like the perfect world of both.
I think this is great. I absolutely love this. And if I could buy a ticket, I would go probably.
Absolutely. I would have, if we lived in LA, I would have insisted. Right. Because we've been
the Trevor Live.
We've been donors of Trevor
and let's just
Project.
Say, let's just say, if you have the means, and when I say means, I mean financially.
Yeah.
If you can score a ticket, I don't care.
To Trevor Live.
I don't care if you're gay or not. If you can score a freaking ticket to Trevor Live, you must go.
It's one of the tickets of the year.
It is fantastic.
I mean, we've told this story on Swish Edition multiple times that we actually took the show to Trevor Live.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we were on the red carpet.
We did the show from Trevor Live, but we were sitting inches away from Lady Gaga.
Yes.
I got to talk to Josh Duhamel. I mean, they were all there.
It
was
pretty
really
amazing.
Cool.
It's really, really amazing.
Anyway, so they raised all this money for Trevor, and that's wonderful. This is the group that helps kids who, are on the borderline of committing suicide because they're gay or trans or whatever.
Yes, it's more of a suicide prevention for the LGBT community.
So what this brought up was, is there any possibility that we can get Backstreet and NSYNC all together, and
I
they
doubt
basically
it.
said,
I really doubt it.
"Hey, we love this, and we love that people think that this is something that could happen." But they basically said, unless all 10 of us were on board, and that means all 5 of NSYNC and all 5 of Backstreet, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
It has to be all of us or none. So,
that makes sense.
Good luck getting Justin Timberlake to agree to that.
Right.
You know,
But-
he's moved on.
Right, so he's moved on, and he's certainly more superior than the others. You know, he makes lots of money, he can do his own thing. But how great would it be if you can commit to a very small tour, like a 5? It doesn't have to be a 5-city tour. They could all be in freaking California for all you know.
Well, do LA, do Vegas, do New York, do the major cities.
Just do the major ones, and
make
people can come, and you will get people to go for sure.
It would be the biggest show of the summer.
I just think you set up a small residency at a Las Vegas resort. You commit to 5 shows.
Yeah.
You get the Timberlakes. You get the big ones out of the thing, and they'll show up.
All right, so Timberlake is the biggest of NSYNC. Who's the biggest of Backstreet? Is there a breakout star of Backstreet? There really isn't.
There isn't.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No.
No.
I mean, but they're all great.
Yeah.
And I love them all.
Right.
I love all 10 guys. Do you know of all of the people in that roster, the only one that I've seen in person in the wild is Kevin from Backstreet at the Aladdin in Vegas before it became the Planet Hollywood. Literally, like, there he was, just sitting on a slot machine with his wife. Yeah, it was really weird. I'm like, I turned to the person I was with, and I was like, "That's Kevin from Backstreet Boys."
Right.
He's like, "No, it's not." I'm
That
like,
also
"Yes,
happened. Remember,
it is."
remember us being in New York? We were on our way to what were we doing? We were going to a Broadway show, and we saw the teens from Teen Wolf run by.
Oh yeah, we're in line to go into a theater. Yeah.
And they were running to
twins.
I believe it was the twins,
Carver twins.
right? And then we were on social media, and we found them at a New York bar that wasn't too far from the theater we were going into, and it was for they were going to a soccer game.
Right.
It was one of the few New York bars that
Yeah.
actually aired soccer, and that's what they were going for.
Well, here's one of those situations where one of the twins is gay and one is straight. Very interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens.
No, but I'm just saying that we have had in the past, we've had these weird run-ins with celebrities.
Absolutely. We have many.
Yeah.
We could spend a whole show on that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a conversation with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which
Yeah.
is probably one of the most famous people on the
Right.
entire planet.
And I've literally have almost ran into Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah.
That was one of my time from DC. He was window shopping in my office building because there were 2 storefronts downstairs, and it was a golf store. That's where he was at.
All right. And
It's just fun stuff.
and Mimi from the Drew Carey Show.
Oh, Mimi.
That was at
at Trevor Live. And so that was probably, and you know, it's weird to say, I don't know. I guess I would say starstruck, right? Because I have seen these people, like I've ran into the Donald Rumsfeld. We've had the twins run by us while we were in line at a Broadway show. But I've never had a celebrity actually
Engage you.
bump into me.
And she engaged you.
And she tried to, and then when I turned around and realized who it was who had bumped into me, because you know the tables at Trevor Live are very close, and there was a lot going on before the show, and my body shut down. I just shut down.
You're like, oh.
And I didn't respond, and I was like,
She moved on.
"The fuck is wrong with you, Dale?
coulda
I could have had a best
could have
friend
had a conversation
Mimi."
with her.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
that's my story.
Well, it's like the time I was at the Parker Palm Springs in Palm Springs, and like Tina Fey was like literally as far away
Yeah.
from as I am from you, like 4 feet away, and I never said a word to her because I just felt like it was wrong.
No,
It
and
was
you shouldn't.
wrong.
No, you shouldn't do that there.
Right.
And we've also been to the Parker Palm Springs, just the 2 of us, and who came in was Drew Carey.
Right.
So now I have Drew Carey and Mimi, and I've never talked to either one of them.
It's good to leave these people alone, unless you're specifically supposed to engage
Well,
with them.
yeah. Well, Mimi
Yeah.
at the Trevor Live, that was an opportunity to engage. But Drew Carey at the Parker Palm Springs, no. They're at a restaurant, they're eating. He was there with his. I think it was Drew Carey's parents
We don't know who he was with, but I will tell you this: there just one more that would be at the tip top on my list, because of course, we've met Ricky Martin. That goes without saying. Everybody knows that. But also Cher. I had a conversation with Cher at one of the PFLAG events in Arlington, Virginia, of all places. Who stands in a ballroom at the Marriott for a PFLAG event and has a conversation with Cher, of all people? It was pretty friggin' amazing.
Yeah, and who was the person was this in New York City, and who asked you for a cigarette?
Oh, that was Carson Kressley from
the
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Yeah.
All right.
I didn't have a cigarette for him because I don't smoke. Anyway, a little bit more music news. I'm very excited about this. And the only reason I brought this up, and we've talked about this on the show before, about Taylor Swift taking control of her music.
Yeah.
Scooter Braun bought all of her catalog.
If you don't know who that is, this is the manager of Justin Bieber.
Yeah, and he's a music producer, and he basically is a scum, I think.
Yeah.
Who bought all of Taylor Swift's back catalog, and he owns it.
But he's not a producer. He was just a person with money.
Yeah.
And he's become this thing.
So I don't know the ins and outs or why Taylor lost control of her music, but she still owns the rights to the music, the lyrics, and the right to reproduce it. So if you guys don't know, she's been re-recording all of her old albums. And this is what I'm so excited about, because we were in the car the other day and we were listening to one of her songs, and it says blank blank, the name of the song.
Right.
And then in parentheses it says Taylor's version.
Right. And I love that. And
so they're Sirius XM, which everyone has in their car all across North America.
Right.
They are playing Taylor's version, which means Taylor's getting the music, not Scooter Braun.
And that says something, that when you do something like that, that she also has to pull from radio stations, because they don't have to do this. They don't have to do this, but they are doing it, so they're on her side
because they realize that she is in the right and he's in the wrong.
Well, and and I can't certainly go really deep into this, but the music industry is
sketchy.
It could use some revamping, let's just say that.
Well, in most industries really could. I mean, they really rake these people over the coals.
Right.
And I get it. When you're brand new and you have nothing to go on and they don't know that you're going to be a hit, I'm sure this happened with Gaga. I'm sure this would happen with Michael Jackson.
I still don't understand why you need labels.
Well, I know.
Why?
But you need these companies because it's just the same with book publishing. Look at me trying to do my own thing independently with my books. I don't have the force and the money behind these big productions that can go out and market my books and get them into all the stores and put commercials on TV and get my books out there.
So you do that. Like, so if you're Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Now you're Taylor Swift. Go the fuck on your own. Why do you need a label?
That's exactly what she's doing. So that's the whole point of this story, is that she's taking it back. She's bringing it all back and saying, listen, this is my music. I wrote it. And literally, this girl wrote all her own shit.
Yeah.
Music, lyrics, everything. So she deserves to own it, not Scooter Braun. And if I meet this Scooter Braun someday, I know Justin thinks he's a god, and I love Justin too. But I just want to punch him in the fucking nose.
Yeah, because there's also that whole, I mean, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to say I don't watch like E! Entertainment, but I know there is this whole history of Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber. They absolutely hate each other. And that's because Taylor Swift was best friends with Selena Gomez, and then Selena Gomez was dating Justin Bieber, and she was kind of the one who kind of had this foresight. It was like,
oh my God,
this shit's crazy. It's not going to work. Girl, leave it alone.
It's so stupid.
And it all came into fruition and whatever.
Right. All right. So that's more like Bravo stuff right there. But I'm talking business stuff. And I think it's shitty that you can lose control of your
It's weird.
Your music.
It's just weird.
Right.
That this whole middleman needs to exist.
Like, if you create something, shouldn't it be yours forever?
Right.
Like the Beatles catalog was bought by Michael Jackson at one point.
Right.
So Michael Jackson owned the entire Beatles catalog.
Right.
It's like, how did that happen?
Right. I mean, I could kind of understand that if if your whole group or your person has passed on and this thing is just floating out there, someone has to own it because someone has to get paid, right?
Sure, right.
So yes, I get that.
Yeah.
And that should be something that should be willed to someone.
Like,
I don't know. It's just all weird to me.
It's very weird.
It's just weird.
I just wish you and I, Dale Blades and Scott Wallace, had something to will down to people. What have we got?
But I also find
8,000 hours of Swish edition.
Right, but I also find it weird in the movie, TV, and music industry that you pay the triple P, the PPP, the pay per performance. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess it needs to be there because if I were to start a radio station and my whole thing was getting people to listen to my station, I'm going to sell ads on that. But the reason why you listen to my station is because I'm playing the music that you like. I don't know. It's all just weird.
It's very not weird, but it's very complicated.
Yeah.
And you and I have also talked about this a lot. Like if you were an actor in MASH back in the 70s and you got paid to do that job.
Right.
And let's say you were only in 4 episodes of MASH.
Right.
MASH shows on MeTV every fucking day.
Every day.
Do you deserve a residual 30 or 40 years later because you happen to be in that episode that you already got paid for?
Right.
I say
no.
You and I say no.
Right.
It's kind of ridiculous. And it's got to be an accounting nightmare.
Of course.
Right? But also, in this same vein, since we're talking about Taylor Swift and we're talking about her music and whether she owns it or if it's the Taylor version or the Scooter Braun version, which he now owns, her original stuff, every time it's played on Apple Podcasts or Apple Music, one of them gets paid. Right. It's fraction of a cent.
Right.
Yeah. But is that right? Do you believe that if you create a song that you should get paid a fraction of a cent every time it's played in a bar in Tallahassee?
See, the thing is that I want to say no.
I say no too.
Is because I feel like that if you're creating this thing, that it should be based on sales and things like that. However, then what do you do for radio stations?
No, I wish I understood this market.
Because if that is your business needs to have expenses.
Right.
You got to pay something. You just can't rake this shit in.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But is the little bar in Rehoboth, Delaware, that's on the beach, that's playing Taylor Swift or playing Justin Bieber, do they have to pay Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift?
Legally, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
for the
they
songs
should.
that they're playing.
No.
What about the drag queens that come out and do?
That's the thing, is that a lot of these bars are not in compliance with any of this.
I don't think a lot of them are. What about TikTok? TikTok uses all these songs, and they're not paying these people.
But there are rules with the amount of time that you also play a song, and you get a very small portion for free, and then anything over that you got to pay for. So I just don't know. Maybe TikTok's paying. I assume they are. It's a big platform. They have to, right?
We are talking about things that we just don't know anything about. We're just going on and on.
Way too far.
It's going way too far. I want to talk about the Walk of Fame class of 2022. 2020. I know, but 2022 is coming. It's 6 months away. And they've released the names of all the people that are getting stars on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
Nice.
You and I have been there. We've walked down the street, and I've actually taken pictures with some of my favorites, Ryan Seacrest, and who else did I take? I took a picture with Ricky Martin star, I think.
Well, we actually stayed at the hotel just right across.
We stayed at the W right there.
No, not W. Roosevelt.
We stayed at the Roosevelt where the original Academy Awards were.
Can I say
one of the best hotels I've ever stayed at?
That is a fantastic hotel.
If you're ever in LA, stay in the back.
Stay in LA, stay at the Roosevelt.
Yeah.
It's like a relic.
Classic.
It's classic.
Right next door to Jimmy Kimmel.
And is that the place where we put on suits and we snuck into a pool party?
We actually crashed a party.
We crashed a party, yes.
Well, we were right next to Jimmy Kimmel's studio.
We had just got back from
a taping of Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
With Jane Fonda.
And so we were dressed sort of nice.
Yeah.
and just enough to get into this pool party.
Right.
It was so cool.
It was very cool.
Yes.
If you look the part and you act like you know what you're doing, you can probably get into anything.
anywhere.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, so they have announced the list of honorees who are getting.
That's like the thing when you go steal something from the store. You take it like you own it.
You have to act like you have
Act
to
like you
act
own it.
cool. You have to act cool.
Right.
Right. I mean, hell, when I was 18, man, I used to steal Sun Country wine coolers from the Food Lion. But back then, it wasn't called Food Lion; it was called Food Town. You remember that?
I do remember Food Town, and for me, it was Boone's Farm.
We literally stole
It was Boone's Farm.
alcohol from the Food Town.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Here in Delaware, they don't sell food alcohol.
No,
Food Lion,
they don't.
So I just want to talk about a couple of people who are finally getting their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Some of them deserve them, and some of them don't. Francis Ford Coppola of Godfather fame and so many other movies, he deserves it. Yes, Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone.
I don't know.
We like him. Oh, come on.
I like him. I don't know.
He doesn't deserve a star.
For Home Alone, and that's only what he's known
That's
for.
really all he's done.
Right.
That's really all he's done. His
Right.
brother's done more than he
More
has.
and better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Selma Hayek, love her. She's upcoming in one of the movies I'm looking forward to this summer, The Hitman's.
I've seen
Wife's
this,
Bodyguard.
and it looks really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt from Mad About You and Twister.
Hey,
Michael B. Jordan from Black Panther.
that boy is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's going places.
Regina King from Watchmen.
Love
Southland. She's been in everything. Ray Liotta, we love him from Goodfellas. So many other people. But Carrie Fisher. Now, Carrie Fisher is getting this.
It's freaking crazy, man.
How do you say this word? Posthumously?
Posthumous.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
she has passed. I actually, you guys know, if you listen to this show, you know I have a Carrie Fisher story.
Don't you have a locket of her hair somewhere hidden in his house?
No, I have a
Pubic hair?
I do not have any of those things. I have her electronic cigarette.
That's what it is.
So
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher was trying to quit smoking, and so she had these electronic cigarettes, and she gave me one, and I put it in my pocket. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
I got Princess Leia's
Teeth
marks.
This is that freaking cruise, which you make sound amazing, and I was stuck in freaking Ghana.
You were in Ghana, in Africa.
Yes.
Stephen J. Walker was on that trip.
Yes.
He used to be on this show.
And I had to work.
Yeah. But we hung out with Carrie for several hours.
Yeah.
There was only about 30 of us in a bar at the top of the ship. And it's kind of, I want to say that is one of my coolest celebrity moments.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Ricky.
Well, why wouldn't that be?
I'm
so
sorry,
cool?
Ricky, but I spent more time with Carrie than Ricky.
Right.
Just sitting there and her telling stories about Star Wars and stories about her mother and stories about Elizabeth Taylor and stories about making postcards from the edge and just so many things. And that was one of the friggin' most amazing nights.
No,
of my life.
I bet.
And I didn't want to leave. I literally sat there
I'm
and
fucking sweating in a hut.
yeah, I did not want to leave. It was so cool. Anyway, Carrie is finally getting her star.
Cool.
On the Walk of Fame, and Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker, of course, her brother, posted a lot about this week and said, she finally got it. She finally got it, so this is good. In the television category, Ricky Gervais from The Office, he's getting it. You know him, Better Call Saul, Bob Odenkirk.
He earns it. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
that man is freaking great. So I still have yet to watch the last season of Better Call Saul. I've bought it.
Yeah.
I've had it for a year and a half. I still have not.
Is it the last season?
Very, very
Yeah.
last. There's only
Just
4
save
seasons.
it.
Yeah. So I got to watch that. However, what I'm most looking forward to, and we're going to watch it on June 22nd,
Yeah.
is Nobody.
Yeah. With him in it. Oh, yes. With him in it.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Or you've seen the trailer.
Right. He's amazing.
Yeah, so it's available for rent on June 22nd.
Yeah.
It's kind of where he's like this former
Yeah.
CIA bad guy, and he's like, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. And then the bad guys come back, and then all hell breaks loose.
I did that with Veronica Mars. The last season of Veronica Mars came out, and I kept it on the back burner for like months and months and months because I didn't want to watch it because I knew when I watched it that
was
would
done.
be it.
Yeah.
Little did I know that they'd come back and do
Right.
more stuff. But also Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. Tracy Ellis Ross, who I friggin' love to death. She is Diana Ross's daughter, and she's on Blackish. And if you guys don't know, she's amazing. Jean Smart. Okay, Jean Smart, who I have a new affection for this year.
Like, I want to go drink with her at a bar.
I want to live with her. I want to work for her. Do you not want to work for her?
No, I don't want to do any of that. No, hell no. No. Do you want to work for someone like that? No, I don't want to work for someone like that.
You're talking about her character.
Her character, yes. So I just would love to just go and have a cocktail and some nachos.
Well, I didn't know about this. So we're talking about Jean Smart, who was in this summer's show called Hacks on HBO Max, which if you guys haven't seen it,
must watch.
It's one of the best shows of the summer.
Must watch.
Love it, love it, love it. It was picked up for season 2, so we'll get more next year. I think it was one of the best shows of the summer.
Right. It's one of those smart comedies. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
It's laugh out loud. She was in Designing Women. She's been in 24. She's been just recently a mayor of Eastham, which I think is
Easttown. I don't know why you got Eastham on here.
All right, well,
Easttown on HBO.
You don't have to be mean to me.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. Why I oughta?
Why? Anyway, Jean Smart deserves this fucking star, and I love her to death. So, and her husband died in the middle of her making Hacks. So apparently, I don't want to give anything away. Spoiler: there's a funeral scene in the very last episode. Mm-hmm. I won't tell you who died, but Jean Smart's character shows up at this funeral in the very last episode of the series.
Yeah,
her husband had just died 2 days earlier.
That I didn't know.
And she got up there and did that fucking scene. That's
which was probably the best 3 minutes of the entire
series.
Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
The best.
You guys got to watch this. Ming-Na.
Win.
I love so much. She's from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I loved her back when she was on ER. And then, oh my God, y'all.
Just skip it. Skip it.
No.
Skip it.
I need a sound effect.
Just skip it.
I need a sound effect. No, I have to say it. There's someone getting a star. There's someone getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. No, there's 2 people, because look at the very, very last name on this list. Okay, so you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So I'm not racist. I swear to God, people. I'm not. If you know me, you know I'm not racist. I love everyone. But I hate 2 people. I hate 2 people in Hollywood. They just both happen to be black. But that's not because they're black. I just don't like them. Kenan Thompson from SNL and NBC's Kenan is getting his own star. Man, I hate him so much.
He's just, I just
he's
don't
not
find
talented.
Yeah.
He plays the same fucking character every fucking time.
He just has nothing. There's just nothing there. I don't find him funny.
For the recording industry, Black Eyed Peas, Ashanti,
hey,
DJ Khaled, and Avril Lavigne. So those are the 4 that
my favorite Canadian. Avril
Which one?
Lavigne.
You like Avril?
Love her.
Hasn't done much lately.
No. Love her.
All right, but the last person on this list, and I didn't even know this was a category, for the sports entertainment category, Michael Strahan. Michael fucking Strahan is getting a star on the Walk of Fame. I do not like this man. He was, if you guys don't know him,
he was so horrible to
Kelly. Yes. Regis and Kelly. He was on Live with Kelly, and now he is on Good Morning America, a show I refuse to watch because I hate everyone on there.
It's also a horrible show.
It's a horrible show.
Yeah. Only, I mean, too bad for George Stephanopoulos. He could do so much better than that show.
Yeah. We're going to skip this whole next section. I want to talk about the fact that Champ died. The Biden's dog. German Shepherd passed away.
12 or 13?
Yeah, this past weekend. Yeah. It happens.
He was a
German Shepherd.
German Shepherd,
yeah. So we honor him
And the other one bites people, so he's stuck in.
He's back here in
Wilmington.
He's back here in Delaware with us. There's a guy in our neighborhood, and I've seen him twice now. He walks his dog while he's riding his riding mower. I mean, this is like a lawn mower.
It's the epitome of laziness. I mean, if you can't walk your dog down the street.
Have you seen him?
Yes, I've seen him.
He literally walks his dog with his lawnmower.
Because he refuses to walk. He's fucking lazy.
Maybe he can't walk.
That could be true. But
isn't that funny? I mean, would one of our dogs literally get anywhere near the lawnmower? Because lawnmowers are loud.
They're very loud, yes. No, these two would freak out.
I've seen this a couple times. I think it's just insane. But anyway, so that's my dog section. All right, so here's the controversial part of the show. Because there's always one. Has to be one controversial part of the show. Just this past week, Victoria's Secret. The dogs are not excited about this either. It's bring your dogs to work week.
Right.
They're both in here in the studio with us. Victoria's Secret has announced this week that they're canceling. You know how I hate that word. They're canceling the Angels that we've all come to love from their runway shows.
I love those runway shows. They're so much fun.
You and I have
the Taylor Swift ones and the Bruno Mars ones were like some of the best ones they've ever done.
You and I have it's kind of like a thing that
it became a thing.
We watched it and excited about seeing these shows, these fashion shows on TV.
Right.
I love it. I love every second of it. Well, they've decided that they're no longer culturally relevant. The annual televised fashion show will continue, but will be different. Victoria's Secret will partner with inspirational women activists and entrepreneurs for its new image. The Angels have been synonymous? Is that a word?
Yeah.
With the brand since the late 90s. You guys know some of these models. Giselle.
Yes.
Tyra.
Yeah.
Heidi.
Yeah.
To name a few. They were the face of Victoria's Secret. Also, Kendall Jenner. She was up there a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. They've been part of Victoria's Secret marketing plan for the last couple of years, for the last several decades. So I want to know, how is sexy outdated? I just don't understand how that idea of a sexy woman with wings
Because I assume,
cool
that the body type that they are portraying on television could offend somebody.
As part of its transformation, the Angels and their rail thin traditional gender rolled persona. I love that. Traditional gender rolled persona is being retired. The new face of Victoria is a diverse group called the VS Collective that includes soccer star Megan Rapinoe. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Actress blah, 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 blah.
Priyanka Chopra. You know that name. How was that? Blah, 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 blah.
I can't pronounce that.
Priyanka Chopra.
An LGBTQ model and activist, Valentina Sapiano. The first transgender model at Victoria's Secret. Listen, I'm a member of this LGBT group. Mm-hmm. I am also fat. And I understand that there is this no perfect person. There's no perfect, slender, wonderful looking idea of femininity or masculinity. It doesn't exist. There's all kinds of people in the world. But you're selling fucking underwear.
Right.
And you're selling sexy underwear. And it's fine to put a plus size model in your show. I think that's fine.
Right.
I think it's fine to put anyone in your show that you want to put out there. But there's nothing wrong with sexy. And there's nothing wrong with Heidi. There's nothing wrong with Tyra.
So that's my problem. Are all those traditional people that you have seen before, they're just gone now?
There's no such thing. It's not allowed anymore.
Because it's bad. It's bad that people are thin now.
What's wrong with being thin and beautiful?
Right.
What's wrong? We'll say now. Say I could be called out for that. What's wrong with being thin and beautiful? Thin is one thing. Beautiful is different. Yes, you can be big and be beautiful.
Yes.
And I think there are many women
Yes.
and men who are big and beautiful. I know several people that I could
Right.
say, hey, they're bears or they're overweight or they're larger people and they are beautiful. I get that. But this is a brand. This is a company that sells sexy underwear. And I don't understand why everything needs to be everything. Why does Victoria's Secret need to include lesbians and transgender and fat people? And I don't understand why every company needs to be everything to everyone. Is that going too far? Am I going to be raked over the coals for this?
Probably, but I'm also exhausted. It's getting to the point where these particular, what do you call them? These
activist groups.
These activist groups that last for like a couple of months, right? Because that's all they last for. Yeah. Is that their message is so narrow and so niche that at some point everyone's going to say, I can't do it anymore. Yeah. Fuck you. We're not going to do it.
But I would put this in the same...
I understand what these people are trying to do.
I want to be nice.
This is not the way to do it.
You want to be nice to everyone.
Everyone and everything can't succumb to your ideas.
Right.
Well, you just can't do it. You just can't fucking do it.
It's along the same lines as Raytheon, which is this huge defense contractor, having a post on Instagram about pride. It's like Coca-Cola saying that they're for transgender equality. It's like, every company doesn't need to get behind every fucking movement.
It's best that you don't.
It's best that you don't.
It's best that you don't.
Right.
Just leave it alone.
It's like the whole thing with the voting suppression or voting whatever in Georgia. And it's like everybody wanted Delta and Coke, which are the two major companies in Georgia that are based there,
right,
to get behind these movements one way or another.
But see,
it's like if you're smart, Delta and Coke, you'll say nothing.
Right. But here's my thing with
because everyone doesn't need to be an activist.
Right. Not everyone needs to be an activist. And it's gotten to a point now that everything, people need to either be on this side of the ship or this side of the ship. And it's just gotten to the point that what's going to happen is something that really, really, really matters.
Right.
Is going to happen.
And it will fall to the wayside.
And no one's just going to care.
Nobody's going to care.
No one's going to care because everyone's so used to these little niche things. Like, yes, I'm glad if you're a company and I patronize you and I buy your stuff and you are, I don't care. I don't care. I don't need a rainbow Coca-Cola can, or a Pepsi can, because I'm going to drink your product eventually anyway. Just stay the frick out of it. So save it for when it really, really, really matters.
But when it comes to
that makes more of an impact.
I like that. And that's exactly what I want to end on. Because when it comes to sexy underwear, it's okay.
I want to see sexy people in it.
And it's okay that Kendall Jenner and Heidi Klum are walking down the runway with their angel wings on, and they're thin and they're beautiful, and that's fine.
Because you want to know what?
And there's nothing wrong with having the plus size model there too. That's fine.
That's fine.
But don't cancel the thin girl because she's thin.
And to be honest with you, is I get those emails. I see those advertisements of the guys and a certain swimwear or a piece of underwear is like, man, I really, really like that. And I freaking buy it. And you want to know why? It's because I know I don't look like the person who's buying it, but I feel like I can. And I freaking buy it.
Right, because you don't have that ass. Or you don't have that dick. But you do. I mean, of course you do. He's looking at me like, what? No, you have it all.
I have it all.
You have it all. And I wouldn't matter what you look like. I would still
But I buy those things because the piece of product is on someone who's extremely attractive, and that's how you should sell your product.
It's called marketing.
Exactly.
And that's what works. And these companies are friggin' crazy. Well, now Victoria's Secret is now being run by women. So just to let you know,
I'm telling you,
the entire board is women. So we'll see what happens.
And that's fine, but it's going to be.
Will they lose money?
Maybe,
Probably.
but it's going to end up being the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
Is that you cry it so many times, and then there's going to be this important matter that you should stick behind, but that you've done every single freaking little bit. You try to do everybody, that it's not going to matter in the end.
I want to do everybody. All right. I think we've gone too far. I had so much more I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
And just not enough time.
No. All right, bye.